Who was he calling? Well, I did some digging, and according to the New York Times, it was one Erika Kirk. Quote, Miss Kirk was sitting in her mother's hospital room at 11:23 a.m. local time in Phoenix when she saw the number of her husband's longtime assistant, Michael McCoy, appear on her phone. In retrospect, she said she knew the words, "He's been shot," before Mr. McCoy screamed them. According to official records, Charlie Kirk was shot at 12:23 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 11:23 in Phoenix. So if the New York Times is being 100% accurate, the only person that Mikey could have been on the phone with is Erika.
So who was Mikey McCoy really talking to? And why did he just walk away so calmly right after his friend got shot? So it seems like somebody's lying. New footage has been circulating showing Turning Point's chief of staff, Mikey McCoy's odd reaction right after Charlie Kirk got shot. Right after Charlie Kirk got shot, Mikey McCoy can be seen plugging his ears and instantly turning around and walking away slowly. People are noticing that he's on a cell phone talking to somebody. And this is kind of odd because everybody else around there is running and ducking for cover. And so it begs the question, who was Mikey talking to on the cell phone? Mikey's father, Pastor Rob McCoy, claims that Mikey called him right after Charlie got shot. Take a listen.
I'm looking at my son who's 24 years old. Justin's the CFO, chief financial officer, and Mikey's the chief of staff. And I'm watching, the minute Charlie was shot, he called me, says, "Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray." I said, "Okay, son." He has wits about him. He was just directing. He had blood all over him. And
Pastor Rob McCoy also claims that Mikey is covered in blood. But that's odd because Mikey quickly turned and walked away without even looking underneath the tent to see if Charlie was okay. According to James Lee's investigation, Mikey McCoy called Erika Kirk, and this is per the New York Times. Check this out.
I'm looking at my son who's 24 years old. Justin's the CFO, chief financial officer, and Mikey's the chief of staff. And I'm watching, the minute Charlie was shot, he called me, says, "Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray." I said, "Okay, son." He has wits about him. He was just directing. He had blood all over him.
It was supposed to be a routine interview, a pastor reflecting on faith, family, and the legacy of Charlie Kirk. But in a single unscripted moment, Pastor Rob McCoy let slip a detail that sent shockwaves through the internet. Within hours, what started as a heartfelt tribute turned into a viral storm, with viewers convinced they just witnessed the accidental exposure of secrets at the very heart of Turning Point USA. Tonight on Spotlight Vault, we break down the moment that has everyone talking. Did Charlie Kirk's pastor just reveal what really happened behind the scenes? And what does it mean for Erika Kirk and TPUSA's chief of staff, Mikey McCoy? The drama began with a simple story. Pastor Rob, father of Mikey McCoy, the chief of staff at TPUSA, was recounting the chaos of the day Charlie Kirk was shot. "The minute Charlie was shot, he called me," Pastor Rob said, his voice steady. "Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray." It sounded like a father's memory, but the internet caught something else. The timing. The calmness. The fact that, according to Pastor Rob, Mikey was covered in blood, directing people, and yet somehow had the presence of mind to call his dad first. But that's not what the footage showed. As new video angles surfaced, viewers noticed something odd. While everyone else was ducking for cover, Mikey McCoy was seen plugging his ears, calmly turning around, and walking away, phone pressed to his ear. No panic, no rush to help, just a slow, deliberate exit. And the question that exploded across social media: who was Mikey really talking to? The New York Times added fuel to the fire. Their investigation revealed that at the exact moment of the shooting, Erika Kirk, Charlie's widow, received a call from Mikey. She was sitting in her mother's hospital room in Phoenix when his number appeared on her phone. "I knew the words, 'He's been shot,' before Mikey even screamed them," Erika later said. The timeline matched perfectly. If the Times was right, the only person Mikey could have been calling was Erika. So why did Pastor Rob say his son called him first? Why did Mikey walk away so calmly, phone to his ear, while chaos erupted around him? And why, in the days that followed, did every official statement seem to dodge these questions? The internet went into overdrive. Clips of Mikey's reaction were slowed down, analyzed frame by frame. Some viewers swore they saw him already on a call before the shot was fired. Others pointed out that his movements looked almost rehearsed, as if he knew what was coming. And then there was Erika, her name suddenly everywhere, her every public appearance scrutinized for signs of guilt or strategy. But the real shock came from Pastor Rob's words. It was as if he'd opened a door that TPUSA had been trying to keep locked for months. The slip was so natural, so unguarded, that it felt like the truth had finally broken through the carefully managed narrative. And the internet noticed. Comments poured in. Did he just admit Mikey knew before anyone else? Why is Erika always the first call? Is this the proof we've been waiting for? As the footage spread, so did the theories. Was Mikey's calmness a sign of training, or something more? Was Erika's public grief genuine, or was she playing a role in a much bigger performance? And what about the leadership transition at TPUSA? Was it really as smooth and spontaneous as it seemed, or had the groundwork been laid long before Charlie's death? The questions kept coming, and the answers only got murkier. But one thing was clear: Pastor Rob's slip had changed the conversation. Suddenly, the focus wasn't just on the tragedy, it was on the people who stood closest to the center of power, and the secrets they might be keeping. And just when it seemed like the story couldn't get any more tangled, a new piece of evidence surfaced. One that would push the internet's investigation into overdrive. The new evidence was a short, shaky video clip, just 15 seconds long, but enough to send the internet into a frenzy. In it, Mikey McCoy can be seen, phone pressed to his ear, walking away from the chaos as Charlie Kirk is rushed to safety. The crowd is panicking, people are ducking, but Mikey's movements are almost too calm, too deliberate. As the video spread, viewers slowed it down, zoomed in, and analyzed every frame. Was he already on a call before the shot? Was he signaling someone? Or was it just the instinct of a man trained to keep his head in a crisis? But the questions didn't stop there. As more angles surfaced, a new theory began to take shape. Some viewers noticed that Erika Kirk's name kept coming up, not just in the New York Times timeline, but in nearly every account of what happened that day. Why was she the first person Mikey called? Why did her reaction seem so prepared, so composed, even as the world around her was falling apart? The speculation only grew when old clips of Erika began to resurface. In one, she's seen at a TPUSA event, standing next to Mikey and Pastor Rob, her expression unreadable. In another, she's on stage, her voice steady as she talks about faith, loss, and the future of the movement. But now, every word, every glance, every carefully timed tear was being re-examined. Was Erika grieving, or was she performing? Was she a victim of circumstance, or a master of the narrative? Meanwhile, Pastor Rob's offhand remark continued to echo. The more people watched the interview, the more convinced they became that he had revealed something he wasn't supposed to. He called me first, Rob had said, but the evidence pointed elsewhere. Was it just a father's confusion in a moment of crisis, or was there a deeper truth behind the slip? As the internet dug deeper, new connections began to emerge. Some pointed to the unusually smooth leadership transition at TPUSA after Charlie's death. Within days, Erika was front and center, on podcasts, at conferences, even hugging Donald Trump on national TV. Her image was everywhere: the grieving widow, the face of faith, the new leader of a movement in turmoil. But was it all too perfect? Was the transition really spontaneous, or had it been planned long before tragedy struck? Theories multiplied. Some said Erika was chosen to be the new face of TPUSA, her public grief carefully curated to soften the movement's image. Others believed Mikey's calmness was a sign of foreknowledge, that he and Erika had been briefed on what was coming. Still others insisted it was all just coincidence, a series of unfortunate events magnified by the relentless scrutiny of the internet. But the more people looked, the more the story seemed to unravel. Every new clip, every old interview, every anonymous leak added another layer of complexity. The internet became a giant detective board, with viewers connecting dots, drawing lines, and building theories out of fragments and shadows. And then, just as the speculation reached a fever pitch, a new rumor began to circulate. An anonymous account claimed to have access to internal TPUSA messages, emails and group chats that could prove the leadership transition was orchestrated long before Charlie's death. The account posted a single cryptic message: "The truth is in the timeline." Within hours, the hashtag TPUSA timeline was trending, and the hunt for the next big leak was on. As the story grew, so did the stakes. What started as a pastor's slip of the tongue had become a full-blown internet investigation, with reputations, careers, and the future of a movement hanging in the balance. And as the world watched, one thing became clear: the search for answers was far from over. Because just when it seemed like the story couldn't get any more complicated, a new piece of the puzzle was about to fall into place. The next piece of the puzzle arrived in the form of a leaked email thread, allegedly between senior TPUSA staffers, including Mikey McCoy and a handful of board members. The subject line was simple: contingency planning. The content, however, was anything but. The emails discussed public messaging, leadership optics, and the need to ensure a smooth transition in the event of unforeseen circumstances. One line stood out: if Erika is to step forward, timing and narrative must be aligned. The internet seized on it instantly. Was this the proof that the leadership change had been mapped out long before Charlie's death? As screenshots of the emails spread, the online conversation shifted from speculation to near certainty. Commentators and armchair detectives began to piece together a timeline that suggested not just a reaction to tragedy, but a plan set in motion months earlier. Every public appearance by Erika, every carefully worded statement, every moment of visible composure was now seen through a new lens. Was she grieving, or was she executing a strategy? Meanwhile, Pastor Rob's slip continued to haunt the story. Clips of his interview were now paired with the leaked emails, creating a narrative that was hard to ignore. The idea that a father could accidentally reveal the inner workings of a powerful organization was too compelling for the internet to let go. And as more people watched, more details emerged. Old photos, behind-the-scenes videos, and even snippets of private conversations that seemed to hint at a deeper connection between Erika, Mikey, and the TPUSA leadership. But the real turning point came when a new video surfaced. This time, a behind-the-scenes recording from a TPUSA event just weeks before Charlie's death. In the video, Erika and Mikey are seen in a quiet corner, deep in conversation. Their body language is tense, their words inaudible, but the context is clear: something important was being discussed. The video quickly went viral, with viewers analyzing every gesture, every glance, every moment of apparent tension. As the evidence mounted, the pressure on TPUSA grew. Calls for transparency echoed across social media. Influencers and former insiders began to speak out, some defending Erika and Mikey, others demanding answers. The organization released a brief statement denying any wrongdoing, but the damage was done. The narrative had shifted, and the internet was in control. For Erika Kirk, the scrutiny was relentless. Every move she made, every word she spoke, was dissected and debated. Some saw her as a victim of circumstance, thrust into the spotlight by forces beyond her control. Others saw her as a master strategist, navigating a world of power and influence with calculated precision. But one thing was certain: the days of quiet mourning were over. Erika was now the face of a movement in crisis, and the world was watching her every step. As for Mikey McCoy, the questions only grew. Was his calmness in the face of chaos a sign of training, or something more? Was he simply following orders, or was he part of a plan that went deeper than anyone realized? And what about Pastor Rob? Was his slip a simple mistake, or a glimpse into the truth that TPUSA had tried so hard to keep hidden? In the end, the story of Charlie Kirk's pastor slipping live on air became more than just a viral moment. It became a symbol of the power of truth, and the lengths people will go to protect it. The leaked emails, the behind-the-scenes videos, the carefully crafted statements, all of it pointed to a story that was far from over. If you want to keep following the real stories behind the headlines, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Here at Spotlight Vault, we're committed to bringing you the facts, the context, and the voices that matter. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned, because this story is far from finished.